Happy Tuesday, everyone. I hope you had a good 3-day weekend if you got a 3-day weekend. I hope it was great. I'm going to give you an update on the reading and why the posting has been a little bit different lately. I'm changing things around a little bit for June and going forward. So currently, tomorrow, we're going to have the Russian Rummy reading sprints. We are on round 5, and that was to read 200 pages or 50 pages of 4 different books. I chose to read one book, and I have read Twisted Fate. So that is by Hambleton. It is a dystopian about romance. That's what she writes. She writes dystopian romance. So I'm going to finish up the last hour of that book. It is keeping me very enthralled. I'm very emotionally charged by it. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with you guys tomorrow. That will be for round 5, and then we'll add up our points. And then for Friday, the book club, I am changing things for the book club. So we are currently reading Murder in the Dressing Room by Holly Stars. And we were meeting every Friday there for a while for book club, but the last 4 book clubs, I haven't had any participation. There's been no comments, and the views have been really far down, and I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that maybe us sitting there and reading a 200-page book over 5 weeks is just not realistic for anybody, because it doesn't really take us that long to read the book, right? That's what I'm assuming. So I'm going to change the book club posting. We're going to be reading chunkier books. I got some big cloud hoppers back here, so we're either going to start a series or one of these big chunky ones. That's what's going to happen, so it gives us more to work towards. And what we're going to do instead is on Friday, the first Friday of every month, we're going to meet and read the first 5 chapters. I will still sprint with you the first 5 chapters. We'll talk about it, and we're going to start doing that on a live. And then you won't hear from me about the book club unless I post a short about my thoughts or something while I'm reading it. We won't meet again until the last Friday of the month. And then we will read the last 5 chapters together if you want, and then we'll discuss the entire book, and that will also be on a live. So instead of meeting every Friday at a random time where I pre-record and I post it, we're going to do lives. They're going to be kind of short, and we're going to do a live the first Friday and the last Friday of the month. So nobody voted this time, so I'm just going to go ahead and announce which chunker we're going to read. And if you want to join me, you can. And I will see you June 5th will be our first meeting, and we will read 5 chapters together. And then we won't meet again until June 26th. And that's when we will be finishing the book and talking about the whole thing. So we're going to go from a meeting every Friday to just a meeting the first and last Friday for book club. That's the change for that. And then, so Russian Rummy book club Mondays, I am going to be doing whatever random books I felt like reading at the time. So I put 3 books together that are rather short, all different genres that I wanted to read, and that's the video that I'll be posting this coming Monday. I am reading Family Descent by Brian Boyer. Finished that one. The Vanishing Cherry Blossom Bookshop, halfway through. It's very good. And then Two Can Play. This will be the 3rd one, and then I will give you a review of all 3 books at once. And that is going to be what our Mondays videos are going to be. And then, depending on how long it takes, I also have updates on what my kids are having me read to them, because they are 8 and almost 10. So my son wanted to read Inkheart. He has autism, and he doesn't talk a lot. So he came up and said, I said, Bruce, what do you want to do? He says, read story. And I said, what story? He goes, Inkheart. And I said, I don't know if I have that. So I went and found it, and it was on the bookshelf. And I said, how did you know, buddy? He goes, I looked at it, Mom. And I was like, fair enough. So he can read. He just doesn't talk to us a lot. But he wanted to read Inkheart. So that's what we're reading. We're on chapter 9. Page 9. We're on page 9. It takes us a while. I wish we were on chapter 9, but they fall asleep every 4 or 5 pages. It doesn't take long, so it'll be a while. So I'll keep you updated. I'll let you know when we finish that book. And then I am also working on something that I do in my spare time, and why I wasn't around very much last year is I found a new love. My new love is D&D, which I know, right? But I have been getting Dungeon in a Box, and we have The Voyage of the Fallen Star. And we started playing this with family, and then that game kind of fizzled out. So we are going to be restarting a family game. Everybody's making their characters this week. And this weekend, we're going to start the story again. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how I make notes for that, show you the side books. I have a bunch of textbooks up here that I use, like monster manuals, or there's Candlekeeper Mysteries if you want to throw extra things in there. Because it is an ongoing story. It is kind of like when a teacher used to give you you'd write a story, then you'd pass it to the next person. They'd write a piece of the story. It is like that. And prepping for it, you can't prep too far ahead because you never know if they're going to change the story by what they do. So it comes with a star compass, and you get these little characters like NPCs you can pick, Our map is up there. I also have a smaller map that I keep in my binder, and then it comes with like maps that they play on. So it has like the dungeons on the map, and it comes with the little characters, which we have so many of them. You can see like it's all full. I don't know how people organize theirs better. We only have this one campaign, and it has 14 boxes, so 14 months. And it usually takes us about, I would say, 4 sit-downs of maybe 2 hours to finish each one of the pamphlets. So I will be adding that as a Sunday video. You guys can help me prep D&D for the family games, and then I will let you guys know. I'll do a little voiceover where I kind of narrate what happened to you guys, so you guys can stay up on the story and the lore and see like what happens to these characters. Dungeon in a Box is very fun. They send you everything that you need. I am not sponsored. We've just been a little bit obsessed with it because we wanted to start playing D&D a few years ago and didn't really know how to start. So that's been our little like obsession lately for everyone. My kids love painting the minis, and my son loves to make the maps, and my daughter, she just likes to come up with fun characters. So we've been having a lot of fun with it. I think it's gonna be good. So that is the new plan. Mondays is going to be whatever I read over the weekend. Wednesdays will be Rush and Rummy. The first and last Friday of the month will be book club, and then every Sunday we'll have D&D prep, and then like a wrap up of whatever happened in the game. So that is what we'll be doing. We'll see if people like that better. And our book club books are going to be chunkier. We won't have time to vote. I didn't get anybody to vote on the small books, so I'm just going to pick something big that I want to read. And if you want to join me, you can. I will let you know what that book will be shortly once I decide what I want to read. So thanks for joining me. I hope you had a wonderful 3-day weekend, and I will see you guys tomorrow for Rush and Rummy reading sprints.